Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 157. Thank you so much for becoming beautiful family member of Global Impromptu Speaking. Today, our host is our topics master is Toastmaster Puneet J, all the way from India, a very young. I'm sure you are going to support him wholeheartedly so he can give you a literally an interesting topic to speak on. Today, the time will be managed by yourself for your own speech. Make sure you limit yourself in between 1 to 2.5 minutes. Do not try to cross limits like I do, and I will try to restrict myself in between this time. I'll make sure, ladies and gentlemen, will not take much of your time, but to call upon our young topics master, please, with thunderous round of applause, welcome him on the digital podium. Toastmaster Puneet J.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amjad, for that warm introduction and for politely being an example of what not to do. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm the topics master for today's beautiful meeting. Topics are going to be a little tricky. Don't worry, don't expect fun, but it's going to be a little highly motivation stuff. I agree that we are in the middle of Wednesday. A little bit of motivation can always help. But having said that, topics will be allotted on first come basis. And the first topic goes to Toastmaster Savita. Is she there?
Yes, Toastmaster Puneet.
Because she was the first person.
Yeah, I'm.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So your topic goes like this: Good is the enemy of great. Good is the enemy of great. Toastmaster Savita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Puneet. And my greetings to everyone present here. Good is enemy of great. Why do we stop at good? Don't we feel like being better? And then slowly with our effort, best. And then if it is there, great. Yes, if we stop at good, just okay for us, then we don't progress in life. To progress in life, we have to, of course, first step is to be good, to achieve something good, something okay. Then we should not stop at that moment. Work hard more, earn more skills, educate yourself more, help more. And only working for not yourself is enough in this life. You have to give back to society also in some form. That actually makes good to great. Good is just you are doing for yourself. Better also for yourself. But greatness comes when you are actually doing for other people. When you are doing for society, when you are giving back to it. We are human beings. We are social animals. We are not selfish. We have to do something for the people around us. We have to give back in any form, whatever form we can give, whatever potential we have. So yes, good is enemy of great if we stop at good, but not otherwise. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Savita. Love the approach towards topic. You clock 1 minute 40 seconds. And having said that, one commendation from my side. Love the approach which you gave, the compassionate theme. I would have loved to know a personal story as to how you have turned from good to great. But having said that, lovely attempt. Next up, we have Toastmaster Pragya.
Yes.
Awesome. So, Toastmaster Pragya. Life starts with learning, ends with earning. Life starts with learning, ends with earning. Toastmaster Pragya.
For a person like me, learning is the key to start your life. I believe that somebody who stops learning actually shuts off the engine and then just sit there. Even when the first day a child is born, the child learns to have milk. As life progresses, every single day a child learns something new and grows. So why stop at any age for learning? But when it comes to the second part of it, earning, I am somebody who believes that if your life starts with learning, your life should end with giving. You should not focus whether you're earning or not. For a person like me, my life, if it depends on learning, it will end on giving. Something which I am applying now also. I don't need to end my life to go to that stage. So I am somebody who has spent 10 years of my life into learning how to motivate people, how to take seminars and stuff like this. Today, I could have encashed it. But through one of my sessions, which I do in Living Life, those sessions are free and we give motivational talks and these kind of sessions to people without charging a penny to it. What I earn is only their love, their learnings, their affection, and the response that I get from them. They have become family to me. And this motive I am willing to take throughout my life, that if you learn, don't only learn to get it, learn to give it too. Money can be earned, cannot be earned, but there has been ample examples in the world who were not giving for money, and what they were getting in return of that sharing of their learnings is uncountable. So my dear friends, if you want to be like me, learn as much as you can till your last breath, because you're still alive, and share as much as you can of that learning, because you're still alive. Over to you, Puneet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragya. The more you learn, the more you earn the love of people. Well said and beautifully structured. I really love the personal examples as well. That shows when you attempt 700 topics in a year, this is the kind of mastery which you get it. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Pragya. Next up, we have Toastmaster Jatin. Are you there, Toastmaster Jatin? He's not there, ma'am. Jatin Vinakota. Okay, mic isn't working. No issues. Enjoy as a spectator. No problem. So next topic goes to Toastmasters. Sorry, Gavilier Sushant.
Am I audible? Am I audible?
You are clearly audible and can I see? Are you visible? Oh, yes, you are visible. Okay. So your topic is from a very famous, iconic quote which changed the way in which human have, which gave a proof of humans' uh, progress towards science. And the topic goes like this: one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Gavilier Sushant. You understood the topic? Like it's a famous quote by Neil Armstrong. Or you want me to change it?
Can you repeat it, because I had a network issue and I was not able to listen you.
Sure. I'll type it as well. So there's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Why small?
One small step
okay.
for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Okay, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Fine. Thanks, Table Topic Master, for this topic. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for all the members who are attending from the worldwide. And today my topic is one small step for a man and one giant leap for mankind. That's something which makes sense, because if you want to teach a man, you take a bit of effort, you teach them, you give them something what you really wanted to give them, your knowledge. It gets spreading. But if you want to teach a giant leap of mankind, that is really needed. You need to put like a giant leap so that you can teach them whatever they want. Even they are a huge crowd. If you put a giant leap, you can always you can share things with them easily. Like you need to put a lot of effort to get something which is very small though. So that's how it is as well. You need to put a lot of hard work so that you can teach or like share your inventions, your knowledge and ideas with others But the first thing you need to do is you need to put a lot of hard work. So that when you put a lot of hard work, that's when you get the true result. That's really expensive, which no one else can never get it. Like you need to put so much of hard work, then you get the most expensive thing. Over to the table topic master.
Appreciate the way in which you boldly attempted the topic. Thank you so much, Gavilier Sushant. Next up, we have Toastmaster Pratyush Gupta. Is he there?
Yes, hi. Am I audible? I'm
Yes, you
unable
are
to open
audible.
my video as there is a power failure at my place. So kindly.
No problem. In spite of power failure, you have the encouragement of coming here. It shows how much zeal to learn you have. So keep it up. And your topic goes like this: books and friends should be few and good. Books and friends should be few and good. Toastmaster Pratyush Gupta.
You cannot satisfy each and every person in your life. Similarly, you cannot read each and every book that are written by distinguished authors. Yes, but simply reading a book or simply becoming friend of someone will not work. You will have to select, and this selection is the most important thing in life.
Recording in progress.
I will always select someone as my friend who will also treat me as his friend. I will not select someone as my friend who will just treat me for his own benefit. For example, from the time I have joined Toastmasters, I have seen many Toastmasters who have called me or have contacted me to join me their club, but I always keep that Toastmaster in my mind, and I also accept him as my friend because he was the one who said me when I wanted to join his club that no, you should not do this. You have been a member of a club, and if you are a member of a club, you should first finish some pathways and then only you should join another club, be it mine or be it anyone else. Similarly, books also matter. Similarly, reading a book will not help you. At various stages of life, you will have to read different kind of books. In children days, you will have to read Panchtantra, we read different kind of fables. But as we grow up, our mind need different direction and different guidance. That is why to change the lifestyle, you will have to select and decide that which person and which book you need to change in your life. There need not be numerous friends or numerous books, but you will have to select accordingly. Only then you can be a successful person in your life and a person with a happy social mindset. Thank you.
We asked for books and friends. You gave us life lessons. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratyush Gupta. Next up, we have Toastmaster Jaya Raghuvanshi. Are you there, Toastmaster Jaya Raghuvanshi?
Yeah, a very good evening.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So, your topic is simple: an apple a day keeps doctor away. An apple a day keeps doctor away. Toastmaster Jaya Raghuvanshi.
A very good evening to all the members and dear guests. I truly believe, as we all know, apple is the most healthiest. Um, it has all the nutrients, um, protein, calcium, whatever. And apple, you can take out a juice. Apple comes in two colors, red and green. And even if you eat every day, it keeps you healthy and it won't allow you to take rounds to a doctor. So that's why I believe if you eat apple, it keeps doctors away. So hence I've started eating apple every day. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaya Raghuvanshi. Just like an apple a day keeps doctor away, attempting table topic in global impromptu speaking keeps nervousness away. Next up, we have Toastmaster Farida. Awesome, ma'am. Thank you so much. Luck favors the brave. Luck favors the brave. Toastmaster Farida.
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. The topic that has been given to me is luck favors the brave. I totally disagree with this topic. I feel that luck, Lady Luck, favors whoever she wants to favor. It has got nothing to do with bravery, nothing to do with hard work, nothing to do with inheritance, nothing to do with the background or the race or your nationality. If Lady Luck has to hit you, it comes. And we see it all the time, not only in Dubai, but world over. Even set aside our professional lives, but even starting from our school lives, social lives, relationships. If luck hits you, if Lady Luck is on your side, it has got nothing to do with bravery. This quote is probably being said with the connotation that those who dare will try to woo Lady Luck onto their side, and then sort of the Almighty favors them by making things easier for them and giving them a sort of a prize for trying new things, of being brave or more daring or taking on more challenges. So this I do agree to some extent, the extent that if you're brave enough to take on new challenges in life, the success does come in bits and pieces, but that has got nothing to do with Lady Luck. It has got something to do with hard work, perseverance, persistence, and Lady Luck shines at anybody, whoever she wants to shine on. It's like, for example, come to say we go for an exam and we know that we are not very well prepared. There are certain students on this forum who can totally relate to this. And then all of a sudden you find out that a lot of the questions have come from the chapters which you haven't even touched. Where is Lady Luck there now? But if you've studied hard and you've gone through everything properly, then if you know something about everything and you pass the exam with flying colors, luck has got nothing to do with it. It's just your hard work. It's just your perseverance. It's just your late nights that you've done, right? So there you go. So I totally disagree with this topic. I beg to differ. This is the word of the day is elegiac. Is that it? So it's a very mournful topic. This full word of the day. It doesn't fit into my topic. And I'm a peppy person by nature. So that's a difficult word for me to use. So I'm really enjoying this session tonight. So good to see Jyoti here after a long, long time as well. A very good evening to everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Farida. In fact, yours reminded of this one beautiful quote, one of my favorite.
Puneet, you're not audible.
You're breaking.
Topic, and you always have the knack of going against the topic. One second, just to give me a moment. Am I audible now? Can someone confirm?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. So I have to complain Mukesh Ambani for this one. But anyways, having said that, I think there's still lag from my end. Next up, Toastmaster Amjad.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Inhale courage, exhale fear. Inhale courage, exhale fear. Toastmaster Amjad.
Thank you so much, Mr. Topics Master. Inhale courage, exhale fear. Do you think it's possible? I don't think so. You should not have courage to act negatively. You should not exhale fear every point in life. Fear is something which saves you from many, many mistakes. Life is all about mixture. Nothing applies everywhere. It's an exception. Everyone is an exception. Something is working out for you. It's not important that will be working for me. Something is working out for me. It's not possible it will be working for you. So everyone is different. Everyone is born unique. Everyone has a different set of resources, set of people around. So I don't think everything applies everywhere. This is life because this is God's creation, Allah's creation. So I always tell people life or the world, everything is coming with an exception. We all are born with father and mother, but there is someone, the creator, who brought somebody without father, without mother. That is an exception because he wants to tell you all, or tell us all, I am the one who created every single thing. He has created a person without father. That's an exception. He has created somebody without nobody. He is the God. So this is all about exceptions of this world. So ladies and gentlemen, trust me, this is the greatest thing you can give to yourself, or a favor you can give to yourself. Just bow in front of your creator and you will see amazing feeling happening in your life. That's what I have done. And today I feel I'm one of the luckiest or the blessed person on this planet who have no problem in his life. That does not mean you literally have no problems in your life. But when you have given everything to your Almighty, then you feel like, yes, everything is coming in your favor. You have to accept everything coming in your life because you did not choose yourself. You did not choose your parents. You did not choose your children. So what are you thinking? Just be grateful what you have. There are millions and billions of people who are deprived. They have no idea what you are living. For them, your life is the luxurious life. Can't we just compare ourselves with them? Then the people who are roaring Ferraris, these people are such in small number, but people who are deprived are such a great number. So we are seriously such a blessed human souls as of now, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing works for everyone. So you have to inhale positivity, fear, everything, and exhale according to the situation, fear, or positivity, or anything it comes. But make sure you are in your favor and the society around you. Thank you so much.
There are two takeaways which I have got from your beautiful attempt, Toastmaster Amjad. Number one, attitude of attitude of gratitude, and number two, which reminds me of this beautiful Persian proverb: I had no shoes and I complained until I met a man who had no feet. What a thought-provoking, beautiful attempt, and although you did not attempt to somewhat strike the topic, but appreciate the overall content which you have shared. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amjad. Next up, we have Toastmaster Sharman. Are you there, Toastmaster Sharman?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay. Mastery demands all of a person. Mastery demands all of a person. Toastmaster Sharman.
Yes, Mr. Table Topic Master. Or mastering or your what you do is the meaning I got it. And whatever you do, you have to do it utmost the great effort and achieve it. Otherwise, a lot of number of people are coming behind you and they also overtake you. And whatever you do, you have to have a professional qualifications. In this situation, you can see people who have some professional qualifications can survive in this world, can survive their work employment in any organization. And also now Toastmasters like us, we can survive without any job. Also, we can do some coaching. Also, we can do so whatever we are going to learn, communication or teaching or English knowledge. We have some confidence to teach or learn a group of people. So because of confidence we are having daily, we are getting confidence, participate in this, and also, and whatever your subject, you have to master it. Otherwise, you can't have confidence to do it. When accountant or engineer or the doctor, uh, I can see the two doctors here. So doctor can't do a half type of work. They have to they have to play with human beings. So they have to have 100% knowledge to attempt to get cure of any diseases. So likewise, any profession needs mastering to survive or to be head with other people. Over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharman. In fact, the books behind you speaks volumes about the knowledge that you have. Thank you so much for that lovely attempt. Next up, we have Toastmaster Santosh. Is he there?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Santosh. Purpose of life is a life of purpose. Purpose of life is a life of purpose. Toastmaster Santosh.
Thank you, table topic master. Good evening to all of you. Purpose of life is life of purpose. Purpose of life. Many people, even they die, they don't know. Even on the deathbed, they don't know what was the purpose of their life. I don't know what is my purpose of life, for that matter. I'm just surviving and spending the days. And I think almost 99% or more than that, all the people are like that. When they grow up, when they're a child, they live the life like a typical children's, grow up, take the profession, marry, children's, get old, and one day they, but when they are on deathbed, they wish that they should have done something which is there in their mind, and which is there, I can say, what is the word for that? Their hidden desires, I can say, hidden desires. That hidden desires they keep aside because of the compulsion of the lives and survival thing. So the purpose of life is a life of purpose. If you say, I can't relate it really, but I can say only this thing, that purpose of life is we have to be, the thing is that God has created us, and we are the part of all ecosystem and all the universe. And there is some part given to us to carry on. And if we don't follow that path and we try to do something else, then that is a really destructive one. So you have to live a normal life, lead a normal life, inspire others, give the positive feelings and what I can say, positive teachings to the people around you, and be a socially responsible. That's what I can say, the purpose of life. Thank you very much, and over to you, table topic master.
Toastmaster Santosh, I empathize with the bold attempt. I know it was not easy, but see the kind of people are applauding. That just goes to show that how brave enough you are to attempt this most profound and powerful topic. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Noman Lagori. Is he there? Toastmaster Noman Lagori?
Yes.
Okay. So your topic goes like this. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Toastmaster Noman Lagori.
Thank you so much. Respect yourself, the others will respect you. So this is a very common topic that we used to hear from so many of our speakers, and all the entrepreneurs are giving lectures on this particular topic. So I'm very immensely honored and privileged that you have given me the very important topic. First of all, we have to encourage ourselves. We have to respect ourselves. Uh, we have to prove ourselves. We have to work on our skills. We have to make ourselves for that people respect us. This is the society, give and take. If you are nothing, the people will not respect you, but you have to be example for the people so that they give you respect. You have to make yourself able in any field you are working. If you are a teacher, if you are a student, if you are vlogger, if you are YouTuber, if you are toastmaster, if you are public speaker, if you are entrepreneur, whatever you are, in whatever field you are working, but you just have to increase your level, enhance your level, so that the people who are following you, they can give you respect. They feel that you are able to give respect. So you are the man who have to set the trend that people follow you and give respect to you. So I'm okay with the topic, and I'm totally agree that if you will not give respect to yourself, if you will not increase your level, so nobody will give you respect. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Noman, for an elaborate and love the examples which you said. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Toastmaster Umar. Are you there, Toastmaster Umar?
Sir, how was?
Toastmaster Umar? I think in the interest of time, we'll give you the feedback in private chat, and I'll give it in private chat. But at the interest of time, where is Toastmaster Umar? Is he not? Oh, not there. Okay. So, Toastmaster Zainab, are you there? Toastmaster Zainab?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Little lengthy topic, but I'm sure you'll understand. Opportunities are like sunrises. If you wait too long, you will miss them. Opportunities are like sunrises. If you wait too long, you will miss them. Toastmaster Zainab. You can unmute yourself.
Sorry. First of all, I would like to wish a very good evening to all the speakers here, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this session. So the topic given to me is opportunities are like sunrises. If you wait too long, you will miss them. And I completely agree with this topic. I feel people always resent the last chance that they missed out on and call it bad timing. I feel that's just the way human brain works and human emotions work. That whenever we lose on something or lose out or luck out on something, we always try to blame one thing or another rather than ourselves. We will blame luck, we would blame life being unfair, we will call it bad timing. But I feel bad timing is nothing more than an opportunity being missed because you had the time to do it, you just did not. And this is why now you call it bad timing. And I feel this is one of the reasons why this is a very famous line that we hear again and again that, oh, life's very unfair. And I do agree, life is very unfair. Life is brutal, in fact. But what we don't realize to see is that it's unfair to everyone. So if life's unfair to everyone, that makes it pretty fair if you look at it in a broader perspective. So like you said, sunrises, they have a time. Me and my younger sister, we actually love watching sunrises. This is one of the reasons we would wake up every morning in Dubai and drag our mom after her 12-hour shifts to Mamsar just so we could catch that 15-minute spotlight where the sun is rising and the dawn hits the sky and you can see the sky change in different shades, all pretty shades of coral, orange, yellow, red, all the pretty shades that you could see. And sometimes I would procrastinate because I would have stayed up all night watching Netflix or doing something else. And I would lose on that opportunity. And my younger sister, she is very punctual. So she would go and she would come back and rave all about it the whole day that, oh, this is what happened. And, the sky was so much prettier than the last time we saw it. And at that time, this is the quote that I would be feeling on the inside, that opportunities are like sunrises. If you wait too long, you will miss them. And I would just call it bad timing. I would say, oh yeah, I had something better to do and I was busy. Or we keep giving ourselves these excuses so we don't put ourselves down. But I feel at the end of the day, it all depends on us, that when we decide to put our foot down and wake up in time to catch that sunrise and not just call it bad timing or life being unfair. And I think that would be it. Thank you so much.
Love the way in which you painted vivid imagery. I was clearly able to, I felt like I was there with you and your sister, clearly picturizing those beautiful sunrise moment. Oh yeah, a mosquito is giving me a company out here. But having said that, lovely attempt, beautiful vivid imagery. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Toast. Are you there, Toastmaster Deepa?
Yes, please.
Excellent. So your topic goes like this. A mentor is someone whose hindsight can become your foresight. A mentor is someone whose hindsight can become your foresight. Toastmaster Deepa.
Lucky are the people who find an ideal mentors. Mentors are indeed valuable, and you would be one lucky person to find that wonderful guide to lead you through different things in your life. It could be a Toastmasters journey, it could be your career, it could be even your life. Your mentors couldn't just be a person as well. It could be a book, it could be a TV show, it could be a conversation you had. So mentors come in different shapes and sizes and forms. So I would say mentors are very important in our lives because they indeed have the hindsight, because they've gone through the whole experience. They have been in your shoes. They know the path. They make our life easier. Just imagine, without a mentor, you would have again gone through the same paths, faced the same difficulties, faced the same road bumps, and then learned everything. But with a mentor, it becomes easier because they know what happened, what went wrong, and they'll guide you through that. They'll motivate you. I've been lucky in Toastmasters that I have a wonderful leadership mentor. I always thought I was good at leadership, but I was proven wrong. I got a person with so much insight into what a leader is made of. Srinu Babu was indeed a very well thought, knowledgeable person in leadership skills, and he guided me anytime I had to face a leadership role. So I would say mentors are valuable. Find them in your life. It's just looking up for them, asking for them, and you will find them. It could be a book, it could be a person, it could be your parents, it could be your friends, it could be in any form you wish to find them. Over to Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. Love the different perspective you can learn from books, you can learn from a lot of various other stuff. And also I love the Toastmaster example which you brought in. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Toastmaster Vibha Bharti. Are you there, Toastmaster Vibha Bharti?
Yeah, hi, Toastmaster. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Okay, your topic goes like this. It's one of my, you're okay to attempt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of my favorite. It just goes like this. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Toastmaster Vibha Bharti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet, for giving me such a wonderful topic. Yeah, I agree with your point. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. It just like half plan means if you have planned for something, it means your work is done half. The same way, proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you want to perform in any field you want, you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared for your achieving the goal with your hard work and all of your efforts. By this way, you can achieve your success in a good manner. You won't have to, when you achieve success in a good manner, it means you don't have to face different types of hurdles at peak time. So, yeah, I can say if I can take an example of Toastmaster where I have joined these days. I am a newcomer here. I have not prepared for any speech. I have not given any speech here, and I'm a newcomer. So I am on the track of preparing. That's why I can say that I am on the track of preparation. So it can make me expert someday. These days, I can say this is my poor performance, which is giving the good result, but one day I can give good result with flying colors. So proper preparation, if I have proper preparation, if I do proper, if I prepare properly, I can give a good result performance. Sorry, I get hesitate. I do. Thank you. Over to you, Puneet. Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Viva Bharti. Your attitude to learn, to grow, and joining Toastmaster shows your first step towards improving your performance. And I'm sure with consistent efforts, you will overcome all your poor performances and be a rising star in our Toastmasters community. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Viva Bharti. Next up, we have Toastmaster Jyoti. Is she there? Toastmaster Jyoti?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Your
Thank
topic
you.
goes like this. Take the risk or lose the chance. Take the risk or lose the chance. Toastmaster Jyoti.
Right at this moment, I'm taking a chance, taking a risk. Well, to be very honest, when I joined this meeting today, first 2 minutes, I felt like I'm not, well, this is not for me. I'm not built for this. Why, why, why put myself into so much anxiety and stress? Let's end. I'm from India and I hear like it's 10 p.m. So why end on such a bad note? I was sure that it's gonna end badly and I'm not gonna sleep well. So all those thoughts were coming to my mind. And in that moment, I decided, okay, I'm gonna quit. So I just closed the window, Zoom window, and I went off. And then somewhere it hit me. Why you're doing this, Jyoti? At least give it a try. Maybe with lady luck, it might turn out good. No, why always into that negative zone? Okay, just give it a chance, take a risk. Let's see what happens. What will happen in the end? You will screw up, you will not do well, and that's it. But at least you will get some experience. At least you will learn something out of it, right? So give it a chance, take a risk, and this is what I'm doing right now. It's a huge risk I have taken, but right now talking to you, I'm feeling well, it's worth it. Why not? And I'm gonna continue doing it. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I'm proud, I'm really proud of myself for sticking out, even though I'm the last one to speak, but I'm glad that I made it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Jyoti. Even I live in India, and I can say that my father is gonna kick me out of the house for hosting this event. But having said that, I'll handle him. That's another story for together. Beautiful attempt. I can really empathize. Yes, 10:15 actually, 10:16 to be precise. But yes, lovely attempt. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Toastmaster Naveen Siddiq, who has been patiently waiting. I've been seeing and observing his reaction. Toastmaster Naveen, are you there? Naveen?
Talking to me?
Yes, you are. You want to attempt?
Yes, please.
Awesome. Until you start believing in yourself, even the easy will seem impossible. I'll repeat. Until you start believing in yourself, even the easy will seem impossible. Toastmaster Naveen.
Well, table topic master Puneet and everyone around the world, good evening to all of you. My topic is until you start believing in it yourself, even the easy will seem impossible. Well, when I was doing my bachelor's in one of the good university, so I actually dropped out from my first semester. And then what happened? Then I told to my friend that I am unable to face my family. What to do now? He said that call to your parents, your father, to the hostel and tell him that I have to change the university because I will not be able to study here. So what happened? Actually, at that time I was not believing myself. What happened? I called to my father and said that there is an issue with the mess where actually we eat the dinner and lunch. So there's an issue with the cook. Come here to university and talk with him. He said, okay, I will come to university. Then along with my father, my brother also came there. So I was surprised that why he came here. I have to tell my secret to brother as well. So what happened? There was my father, my brother, and my friend. He told him that he's unable to study here. It's too difficult for him. So the chances are he will drop again, and you have to change the university now. So then my father told me that, do you have confidence to study here and start again? And will you be able to do again? I was thinking that I will not get chance again, but my father gave me this opportunity. I said, yes, I will do my best now. So at that time, I decided that, yes, I believe myself and I will not let you down. And I then started again and I got the scholarship in next semester and I completed my 4 years bachelor program. So it was an opportunity for me for believing myself because my parents, my father also gave me that confidence. So I think, thank you very much, TM Puneet. Nice topic.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Naveen. I'm sure you have made your parents and especially your father proud. And the only person who believes in most, even if we don't believe in ourselves, are our parents. And your speech is a tribute to them. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Toastmaster Samriddhi. Toastmaster Samriddhi, are you there?
Hello, hi. Am I visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible. There are two Samriddhi. Oh, one as a backup, is it? Yeah, no wonder proper preparation prevents poor performance. She already has a backup. That just goes to show how much she's committed to learn and grow. Anyways, your topic goes like this. Silence is a source of great strength. Silence is a source of great strength. Toastmaster Samriddhi.
Okay, so this is my first time. So can I take 30 seconds to just kind of think about this? I'm sorry if I'm wasting your time or something. Really sorry.
No issues. Yeah, no issues. Take your time.
It's okay, Samriddhi. You can speak on whatever comes to your mind, sweetheart. It's okay. It's your first time. Just speak on whatever comes to your mind as related to silence. Take it away.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So sometimes silence is the best answer in most verbal arguments you can think of. So my take on this is before before sixth grade, you can say I was a very violent person. I guess you can say that. I actually beat up a lot of people, and later I learned the hard way that that was never the answer. After that, I used to think that maybe fighting with words verbally would be better, but I was wrong again. I got to know that sometimes silence helps you when you need it the most, because sometimes ignoring what people say and just treating it with silence actually irritates them more more when you more than when you actually beat them up or fight with them. Fighting with them will not be the answer ever. And as Gandhiji said, violence is never the answer. And I feel like if we actually fight with them in any way, verbal or physical, it's actually just inviting them to actually get back on us, which is not what we want. We don't want them to bully us. We don't want to be a victim of this. And I feel like it's better to just ignore it and just get through with it. And later on, they'll just get tired of it and they'll just stop doing it at one point. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Samriddhi. They say silence is the foreign language of our time, but only the wise use it wisely. And you learn this importance of silence way back in school days. Appreciate that learning. Too often, even adults don't realize the importance of silence, and I appreciate that you have learned it very early in your school days. Thank you so much for sharing, and would love to keep coming again. And I'm sure you'll be the finest table topic speaker. I'm sure the youngest as well. Okay, next up we have Toastmaster Manoranjan.
Hi, Puneet. Today
Yes,
I wouldn't be able to
Toastmaster
put on the video. I don't know, something's wrong with my system.
No problem. Can understand. No issues. So your topic goes like this. This is also one of my favorite quote. Goes like this: purpose is the fuel that powers persistence. Purpose is that fuel that powers persistence. Toastmaster Manoranjan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my global Toastmasters family. Can I have that topic? It's too long.
Yes, ma'am. It was a revenge. Yes, it was a revenge which you gave me a couple of weeks back.
I know. Can you just give it here? I thought.
Just kidding, I thought you would. Once again, I'm posting it. It's one of my favorite topic. Every time I posted it in the chat as well for your
Yes. Purpose is the fuel that powers persistence. That is a topic that Puneet has given to me. And yes, if we don't have a purpose in life, even getting up in the morning, we don't know what to do. We get up, we don't know what to do. So it's better. You'll have a wonderful life if you have a purpose. And when you have purpose, automatically things will fall in place, and that becomes the fuel. And once you start enjoying it, that becomes persistence also comes in. Persistence is nothing but you keep doing it, and you get that motivation, inspiration to do it yourself when you have the right purpose. So do not follow the purpose of what others want for you, what others, like even parents tell you to become a lawyer. You don't want to become a lawyer, you don't have to become. You choose something, but do the best in what you want to do. Believe in yourself and do the best, and do with persistence, and you will reach heights. So I agree that purpose is the fuel that powers persistence. Thank you. Over to you, Puneet.
Thanks a lot, Manoranjani ma'am. Since the video was not on, the spotlight was on me, and I was like, but anyways, I felt a little awkward. But having said that, I love the attempt which you gave, and I'm sure your kids are very lucky to have you as a parent, because you have given them the freedom to choose whatever they want. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoranjani. You are a persistent Toastmaster, no doubt on that. Next up, we have one of my best friend, Toastmaster Saurav. Are you there, Toastmaster Saurav?
Yeah, Puneet, I'm here. Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so am I visible to you?
1 second, Saurabh. I cannot see. I think some members can see if I.
Yeah, am I visible
yes.
to you?
Awesome. Where are you, Ryan? You're in heaven or somewhere?
Yeah, I'm in heaven of Toastmasters.
Okay, your topic goes like this. For an enthusiastic Toastmaster, I don't know, it perfectly fits well to you. So the topic goes like this: Toastmaster sorrow. Enthusiastic heart finds opportunities everywhere. Enthusiastic heart finds opportunities everywhere. Toastmaster sorrow.
Good evening, my fellow topic master, dear Toastmasters and beloved guests. An enthusiastic heart finds opportunity wherever it wants. Well, isn't it the quote we all might can relate with it? Now, how many of you might be having some dreams in your childhood which you wanted to pursue, but due to certain circumstances from your family pressures or from any other reason, you were not able to pursue them? But you never stopped. You started going on and on and on, and until one day you became excellent in that particular thing. Well, this particular incident happened with me. Now, many of you might not know that I was a part of youth leadership program of Toastmasters International. At that time, I was a very overconfident speaker, you can guess. So my mentor told me that as a Toastmaster, you have to deliver speech introducing yourself. And I was like, yeah, what's so difficult about it? I was way too enthusiastic. The next day, I step on the stage, putting my hand in pocket and the other hand like this, TikToking the pen, having a feeling like, yes, I was the next Barack Obama. I successfully messed up on the stage and was disqualified, not just once, neither twice, but 6 times. I was devastated. But at that time, my mentor told me one thing, that Saurabh, you are enthusiastic. You are just like this wind. Only thing which you need to know is where to flow and pour this enthusiasm and energy of yours. And from that day, I started practicing more and more. I would be revising my script, would be finding flaws in them before performing on the stage. And I'm glad that one of those mentors is here as a topic master for today's meet, Toastmaster Puneet, who guided me and helped me become a better version of myself. So my dear Toastmasters, why not? If you have failed in anything, you just need to believe that if you're enthusiastic enough, there would be opportunities everywhere. You just need to find that particular angel like Toastmaster Puneet who can mold you into the wind you want. Thank you, and over to the topic master.
I'll Google pay you 5,000 rupees post this global impromptu meeting. But anyways, but having said that, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kindness. By the way, Saurabh was already talented. It's just that I helped him in a little bit of it, not everything. But anyways, thank you so much, Saurabh. Saurabh, appreciate your honesty and authenticity. Anyone left? I believe we are all done.
Jatin.
In fact, there is someone small. Jatin,
Yeah.
I think he has some mic issue, man. That's why
Yeah,
he.
now it's okay. Yeah, now.
Oh,
it's
you
fine.
want to attempt now?
Yeah.
Okay. Jatin, are you from Chennai or?
No, I'm from Andhra Pradesh.
Jatin?
Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
from Andhra
Awesome.
Pradesh. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Excellent. Your topic goes like this. Toastmaster Jatin, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Toastmaster Jatin.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my fellow impromptu family. Knowledge is power. I can agree and disagree to this topic. If you say agree, yeah. Most of the people, most of the billionaires, millionaires, everybody, like most of them are intelligent. They're billionaires because they're intelligent. Even if they did not study properly, still they're smart now. People, it's not studying is not it's not age is not the number. You can study anytime you want to. My grandmother's completed her 12th grade when she was like 21 years. but then you have to complete like in 18, 19 years. So it's fine if age is just a number, but then you can study anytime you want to. So knowledge is power. If you have enough knowledge, you can show more stuff. You can show more ideas to your say to your head. But then if we say, but then always knowledge isn't a power. When it comes to family and friends, you can't just keep on bossing around that I'm very intelligent, and most of the people who are some people who are intelligent are mostly like short-tempered or bossy. I have a lot of my I have a lot of my friends who are very intelligent, but then they're very bossy. So if you have a little bit of love or little bit of affection, then you will be like this, like fully up. So if you have knowledge, love, and yeah, if you have knowledge and love, you'll go somewhere high. Thank you, and over to you.
Jatin, I'm curious to know, how old are you?
I am 12 years.
Wow, such wisdom at the age of 12. I wish I had that kind of wisdom. Otherwise, but anyways, having said that, lovely, it was a pleasure listening to you. So I think we are done with all the attempt, and these are the topic. There's one quiz question for you. If you can try finding out, there's a pattern involved in all the topics which I have given. You can try finding out in the first few letters. This is one sort of little game which I wanted to try. Let's see how it works out. Can you guys try to find any pattern in the topic, except the last before one? I did not ask this topic, which is anger is
Global
boomerang.
impromptu. Global
Excellent,
impromptu.
Farida ma'am. Excellent. Let's give a round of applause to the most attentive person. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Farida ma'am, for pushing me to take this and encouraging me. I think that's the right word. And also being attentive in listening to all the speakers and helping with the topic as well. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Farida. I think we're done. And I think now I'm.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Puneet. Really appreciate it. Now, who would like to give a topic to Toastmaster Puneet? I think
it seems Naveed Siddiq wants to give.
Should I give topic to TM Puneet?
Absolutely, it's revenge time. You can do whatever you want.
Yes.
Keep timer start also.
Your topic is everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Take it away, TM Puneet.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I don't remember. I recollect reading this beautiful topic, and this topic reminds me of my own experiences when me and my friends were planning a trip to Goa. You know what is the best part about Goa trip? It never happens when you're a bachelor. They say unplanned trips are fun because planned trip never happen. Because the moment you start planning for these kind of Goa trip, Mysore trip, Madurai, you plan any trip, the first and foremost thing which your parents will ask, you're supposed to study, not go out and roam. Number two, budget issues. How much ever you plan, plans are gonna go for in how much ever you do proper planning. As I said earlier, proper planning, proper preparation prevents poor performance. This has an exception with regards to planning a trip to either beautiful places like Goa, Madurai, anyone. But I remember this beautiful incident when me and my friends were planning a trip to Bhutan. And it was before when I got my first job. And I was desperately waiting to go there because Bhutan is a beautiful place, amazing set of people, lovely food, lovely culture. And the best part of all, it is known for this GNH, gross national happiness. And that is one thing which I and my friends wanted to go and explore. And the most important resistance which we got was by my parents. Instead of preparing so much itinerary, they asked, "Why are you going to Bhutan?" To which we replied, "That is the most cheapest which we could afford." They were hesitant, reluctant. They punched our plans on the face. But you know what? That's what being a youngster, young Indian, we always have this little arrogance at times, that boastful, youthful arrogance, which can help us sometimes. And thankfully, I was able to convince my father despite getting a lot of punches, jabs, and whatnot. But the most important of all is what you do after you get all those punches and jabs. Are you willing to get up and get what you want, or just stay there doing nothing? I'm really grateful that my father, after a lot of troubles, was able to allow me to go to this Bhutan trip. Of course, plans will go haywire, fellow Toastmasters, but most importantly, are you willing to come back and bounce back stronger after taking so many hits? Think about it. Table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate.
Yes, thanks a lot, Amjadji.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It's 9:08. I think Toastmaster Puneet deserves the loudest round of applause for managing this 157th success at Global Impromptu Speaking platform. With that power vested in me as a host of this meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Stay blessed, keep your society safe.